How's it going, everybody? We did it. We made it through 2020, so that's good, I guess. Mixed results so far for 2021, but we're early. Looks like it might be a small crowd tonight, but that's okay. Those of us who are here will play trivia, and those of us who are not will not, I guess. Maybe everybody's following the insanity that's going on in Washington right now. Before we shut the door totally on 2020, our first round tonight is going to be a review of the news of 2020. So hopefully you haven't forgotten everything that happened in the last year yet, because that's what I'm going to ask you about in our first round. If you haven't played with us before, here's how this works. I'm going to ask you some questions. You're going to answer those questions. I've got 8 rounds of trivia for you tonight, 7 questions per round. Each question is just worth 1 point with the exception of the final round, 2 points apiece for the final round. You are more than welcome, of course, to play on your own, to play with your team in your household, to play with a socially distanced team that you've worked out some way of communicating with. However you do that, if you want to be part of the live competition, please use my answer form, what you can access in 2 different ways. First would be just to click on the link in the video description if you're on a computer. If you're watching on your TV or tablet or shared screen or some other way, it might be easier for one person on your team to use their phone to submit answers. You can hold your camera phone up to that QR code you see next to my head. That'll take you to the same place, to that answer form. A couple of real quick notes about the answer form. I just need 1 per team, so just designate 1 person on each team to be responsible for submitting those answers. Also, if you could make sure that you're using the same team name from round to round, and be sure to make sure you're picking the correct round number, 1 through 8. That's going to make my job a lot easier when it comes to scoring. Last week, I told you we'd hold on to that bonus line on the answer form. There's a bonus round in there, and figure out something to do with it. And I said that this week might be a good week to go ahead and start following Parsons North on social media if you haven't done that already. So the bonus question for tonight, and you can take your time anytime between now and before the final round. Just get this turned in sometime before the final round. But Parsons North made a post on Facebook and Instagram today about a certain annual event or annual promotion. It's local to Columbus, and it happens every year, and I want you to tell me what it is. So sometime tonight, you can take a look at halftime if you didn't get a chance to check the social media, but sometime tonight, check the social media and let me know what Parsons North Instagram or Facebook post today was about, and I'll give you 2 points if you put that in one of the answer forms in the bonus round. With that out of the way, let's get into round 1. So go ahead and get your round 1 answer forms ready. And I'm going to ask you some questions about last year in the news. So 2020 in the news. Here's question number 1. What royal pair made headlines on January 8th when they announced that they were stepping back from most of their official duties? Question number 1 again. What royal pair made headlines on January 8th when they announced they were stepping back from most of their official duties? Question 2. On February 9th, what movie became the first non-English language film to win a Best Picture Oscar? Question 2 again. On February 9th, 2020, what movie became the first non-English language film to win a Best Picture Oscar? Here's question 3. Coronavirus lockdowns led to volatility in the stock market, including the Dow Jones' worst single-day point drop ever on March 16th. That was also the second worst percentage drop ever, the first having occurred in October of what year? So question 3 again. Because of coronavirus lockdowns, the Dow Jones' worst single-day point drop ever was on March 16th. That was the second worst percentage drop ever. I want you to tell me in what year, in October of what year, the first largest percentage drop ever in the Dow Jones was. Question number 4. What invasive insect species measuring up to 2 inches long first appeared in the United States in April of last year? Here's question 4 again. What invasive insect species measuring up to 2 inches long first appeared in the United States in April of last year? Number 5. On August 20th, an emergency landing was made in Omsk after what Russian opposition leader and anti-corruption activist was poisoned with a Novichok nerve agent? Question number 5 again. On August 20th, an emergency landing was made in Omsk after what Russian opposition leader and anti-corruption activist was poisoned with Novichok nerve agent? Question 6. The cancer death of what Black Panther star shocked fans on August 28th since he had kept his diagnosis private? Question 6 again. The cancer death of what Black Panther star shocked fans on August 28th since he had kept his diagnosis private? 2020 was a rough year for a lot of people, but we're going to end on some uplifting news. Question 7 here. 4 years after the last recorded case and 24 years after a concerted vaccination effort, the WHO, certified in 2020 that the continent of Africa has eradicated wild cases of what debilitating virus? Question 7 again. 4 years after the last recorded case and 24 years after a concerted vaccination effort began, the WHO certified in 2020 that the continent of Africa has eradicated wild cases of what debilitating virus? I'm going to put 2 minutes on the clock here. You got 2 minutes to get your round 1 answers turned in. As usual, if there's any technical problems, if you need me to repeat a question, anything like that, you can let me know in the chat. But yeah, 2 minutes for your round 1 answers. While you're thinking about that, I'm going to draw your attention here to, this is what I'm drinking tonight, the Parsons North Doppelbock. If you're into it's a strong malty lager. It's a little bit of sweetness to it. It's pretty good if you want something strong for the cold weather. You can check that out. All right, got a couple of responses coming in. Got about 30 seconds left for those round 1 answers. 30 seconds left to get those round 1 answers turned in. All right, I'd like to welcome the teams we got playing tonight. Looks like a small crowd, like I said earlier, but that's all right. We have Pizza Mama, the St. Lou Crew, Bedford Road, and Tycho. So 4 teams that I've got answers from so far. If I did not read your team name, that's because I didn't get an answer form from you. This is your last chance to go ahead and get that answer form turned in for round 1. I don't see any more answers popping up here. So we'll go ahead and go over our answers for round one. And then we can actually be done with 2020. Question number one, what royal pair made headlines on January 8th when they announced they were stepping back from most of their official duties? Everybody got this one. That's Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, also known as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Question two, on February 9th, what movie became the first non-English language film to win a Best Picture Oscar? That was Parasite, a Korean movie. Question three, I asked you what the biggest ever percentage drop in the Dow Jones. I asked you what year it was. Everybody put 1929 for this one. That's actually not correct. 1987, October 1987 was the biggest one. 1929, I think, is number 3 now. 1987, number 1. This last year, number 2. Question 4. What invasive insect species, measuring up to 2 inches long, first appeared in the United States in April of this year? Those were the Asian giant hornets, also known as the murder hornets. Murder hornets, the answer for number 4. Question 5. On August 20th, an emergency landing was made in Omsk after what Russian opposition leader and anti-corruption activist was poisoned with Novichok nerve agent? His name is Alexei Navalny. Alexei Navalny. Number 6, the cancer death of what Black Panther star shocked fans on August 28th, since he had kept his diagnosis private? His name is Chadwick Boseman. And number 7, I asked you what debilitating virus the continent of Africa eradicated last year. That's polio. Polio virus officially eradicated in Africa, with the exception, I think, of a couple of strains that didn't start in the wild or spread in medical facilities or something like that. So a little bit of an asterisk by that, but that's why I said wild cases. Question, let's see, round 2 here. Round 2 is going to be New Year's themed as well. We're talking about resolutions, although not necessarily New Year's resolutions, other kinds of resolutions. So get your answer forms ready for round 2 here. And here's question number 1. What British naval captain sailed the HMS Resolution to Hawaii, where he met his end in 1779? Question number 1 again. What British naval captain sailed the HMS Resolution to Hawaii, where he met his end in 1779? Number 2. What French word refers to the resolution of plot points after the climax of a dramatic work? Question 2 again. What French word refers to the resolution of plot points after the climax of a dramatic work? That was number 2. Here's number 3. A kind of super high resolution microscope is named for what kind of subatomic particle? Number 3 again, a kind of super high resolution microscope is named for what kind of subatomic particle? Question 4. United Nations Security Council Resolution 82, adopted in 1950, demanded that North Korea and Soviet forces withdraw to north of what degree of latitude? Question 4 again. United Nations Security Council Resolution 82, adopted in 1950, demanded that North Korean and Soviet forces withdraw to north of what degree of latitude? Question number 5. In music theory, the traditional resolution of what kind of dramatic chord is the fourth shifting down to the major third? For example, that would be an F shifting to a C in a C major, or an F shifting to an E, in a C major chord. Question 5 again. In music theory, the traditional resolution of what kind of dramatic chord is the fourth, shifting down to the major third. Number 6. Winston Churchill famously wrote, quote, "In war, resolution, in defeat, defiance, in victory, magnanimity, and in peace, what positive attitude?" Question number 6 again. Winston Churchill famously wrote, "In war, resolution, in defeat, defiance, in victory, magnanimity, and in peace, what positive attitude?" This is our final question about resolutions. In the U.S. Congress, what kind of appropriations legislation is frequently passed to bridge a gap until the next annual budget can be agreed on? I think they pass more of these than they do actual budgets. Number 7 again, in the U.S. Congress, what kind of appropriations legislation is frequently passed to bridge a gap until the next annual budget can be agreed on? I feel like that's a little bit of a tougher round 2 tonight, or at least I think it would have been for me. I'm going to put 2 minutes on the clock here. You got 2 minutes to get your resolutions turned in. Got about 30 seconds for your round 2 answers. 30 seconds left to get those answers in for round 2. All right, go ahead and get those round 2 answers turned in if you haven't done so already. Let's go over our answers here for round 2. Number 1, what British naval captain sailed the HMS Resolution to Hawaii, where he met his end in 1779? That would be Captain James Cook. Number 2, what French word refers to the resolution of plot points after the climax of a dramatic work? Don't worry about spelling on this one. I'm pretty sure everybody got it right. It's a denouement is the answer. Number 3, a kind of super high resolution microscope is named for what kind of subatomic particle? Let's see, an electron microscope. Number 4, the United Nations Security Council Resolution 82, adopted in 1950, demanded that North Korea and Soviet forces withdraw to north of what degree of latitude? That is the 38th parallel, as it was known. Number 5, in music theory, I asked you the traditional resolution of what kind of dramatic chord is the fourth shifting down to a major third. If you have a major chord with a fourth instead of a third in it, it's called a suspension. A suspended fourth or a suspension is the answer. Number 6, Winston Churchill wrote, in war, resolution, in defeat, defiance, in victory, magnanimity, and in peace, goodwill. Goodwill is the answer to number 6. And number 7, in the U.S. Congress, what kind of appropriations legislation is frequently passed to bridge a gap until the next annual budget can be agreed on? That is a continuing resolution. Continuing resolution is the answer for number 7. Let's go ahead and move on here to round 3. Round 3 is going to be a movie round. In this case, movie before and after, movie title before and after. I think most of you guys probably know how these before and after categories work. If you watch Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune or anything like that, you will know how these work, where the last part of the first answer is the same as the first part of the second answer. Right, so you're going to take two movie titles and put them together in a before and after fashion to make one answer. I'm going to read you something reminiscent of a plot to one of these combined movies. That's the way this is going to work, and you're going to give me the new movie title. I think that should make sense for everybody. Here's question number 1. Inmates take over a transport plane, but luckily a golden retriever is there to save the day. So question number 1 for a movie title before and after. Inmates take over a transport plane, but luckily a golden retriever is there to save the day. Question 2. The Dashwood sisters navigate loss, love, and the ability to see dead people. Question 2 again. The Dashwood sisters navigate loss, love, and the ability to see dead people. Question 3. Street gangs, the Jets and the Sharks, fight each other and a giant steampunk mechanical spider. Question 3 again. Street gangs, the Jets and the Sharks fight each other and a giant steampunk mechanical spider. Number 4. Strip-teasing steelworkers go on a very silly quest for an ancient drinking vessel. Here's number 4 again. Strip-teasing steelworkers go on a very silly quest for an ancient drinking vessel. Question number 5. A teenager swaps bodies with her mother before being murdered at Camp Crystal Lake. Number 5 again. A teenager swaps bodies with her mother before being murdered at Camp Crystal Lake. Number 6. A school teacher in Bangkok is tasked with investigating artificially intelligent machines, even after it turns out she's part machine herself. Number 6 again, a school teacher in Bangkok is tasked with investigating artificially intelligent machines, even after it turns out she's part machine herself. And here's number 7, our final movie before and after. Unorthodox English teacher John Keating encourages 1960s cannibalistic reanimated corpses to seize the day. Number 7 again, unorthodox English teacher John Keating encourages 1960s cannibalistic reanimated corpses to seize the day. Once again, we'll put 2 minutes on the clock here. You got 2 minutes to get your answers in for our movie title before and after. And then we'll move on to our picture round. I know a lot of people are sort of taking a dry January. That seems to be trending. Or they've got New Year's resolutions that'll last a few weeks, or trying to do right by their health and all that stuff. So I expect the brewery is going to be a little bit slow. If you are taking some time off from drinking, I certainly don't want to discourage you from doing the right thing for your wallet and your health. But do consider maybe picking up a t-shirt or a hat if you feel like showing some support for your local brewery. Or grab some non-alcoholic beer from one of the local breweries that offers that. I know we don't have a non-alcoholic beer, but some of the breweries around here do that. So something to think about. "30 seconds left for your round 3 answers. All right, go ahead and get those round 3 answers turned into me. Last call for round 3 answers, if I don't have them yet. I think there's just one team we're waiting on. All right. All right, let's go over our answers for round 3 here. Number 1, inmates take over a transport plane, but luckily a golden retriever is there to save the day. I feel like this would have been a better movie than either of the actual movies. Everybody got this one. That's Con Air Bud. Number 2, the Dashwood sisters navigate loss, love, and the ability to see dead people. That would be The Sixth Sense and Sensibility. Number 3, street gangs the Jets and the Sharks fight each other and a giant steampunk mechanical spider. West Side Story part was easy. The hard part seemed to be what movie the giant steampunk mechanical spider is from. That's Wild Wild West. So the answer is Wild Wild West Side Story. Number 4, strip-teasing steelworkers go on a very silly quest for an ancient drinking vessel. That would be The Full Monty Python and the Holy Grail. The Full Monty, the movie about the strip-teasing steelworkers. Number 5, a teenager swaps bodies with her mother before being murdered at Camp Crystal Lake. Freaky Friday the 13th. Number 6, a school teacher in Bangkok is tasked with investigating artificially intelligent machines, even when it turns out she's part machine herself. That's The King and I, Robot. The King and I being the movie about the school teacher in Bangkok. I think actually most of these I might watch. I might prefer to watch over the originals. Number 7, unorthodox English teacher John Keating encourages 1960s cannibalistic reanimated corpses to seize the day. What I was going there for there was Night of the Living Dead Poets Society. I also gave it to you if you put one of the sequels, So Dawn of the Dead or Day of the Dead or something of the Dead's, the Dead Poets Society. Anyway, Night of the Living Dead Poets Society is number 7. No 7 out of 7s so far. No perfect scores all night tonight. So maybe these questions are harder, or maybe it's just because we have fewer teams playing than usual tonight. Either way, we're going to move on. Go ahead and get your round 4 answer sheets ready. Round 4, as usual, is going to be our picture round. And our picture round tonight is dragons. You should see on your screen 7 dragons. And all I need from you is to tell me what dragon it is that you're looking at. So it's the dragon that I want you to name for me, not the work that it's from or anything. Hopefully that makes sense. You got about, we'll say about 4 minutes or so to get to work on this picture round. In a couple of minutes, I'll get that 2-minute timer started. But I want the name of the dragon. In the 2 pictures where there are people in them, that's just to give you some context. I don't want the person's name, I want the dragon's name. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start the 2-minute timer here for our picture round. So 2 minutes to tell me what dragon it is we're looking at. Okay, I'm going to take away the dragons. So go ahead and turn those answers in here for round 4. Last call for round 4 answers. All right, let's get the dragons back up on the screen here and we'll go over our answers. Number 1, that is an illustration by J.R.R. Tolkien himself. Apparently he was an artist as well as an author. But that's Smaug from The Hobbit. Apparently that's how it's supposed to be pronounced, is Smaug, not Smog. So number 1 is Smaug. Number 2, that's a drawing of Hercules that you see there in number 2. He's fighting the Hydra. The Hydra is the dragon in number 2. Number 3 from Game of Thrones. Apparently the dragon from Game of Thrones name is Drogon. Is that right? That's what my notes say, is Drogon the Dragon. Number 4 is a Komodo dragon. I have in my answer key in parentheses after the name of the dragon where the dragon came from, like what fictional work or whatever. For number 4, it says real life. A Komodo dragon is from real life. Number 5 from Harry Potter, that's Norbert, or Norberta, as they called her after they realized that she was really a female. Number 6 is Toothless. That's the name of the dragon from How to Train Your Dragon. Toothless. And number 6 from Mulan, that's Mushu. Mushu, the answer to number 7. So we had Smaug, the Hydra, Drogon, the Komodo dragon, Norbert, Toothless, and Mushu. We're going to take a quick halftime break here. Before we do that, let's check in with our standings. Check our leaderboard here. We've got 4 teams playing tonight. Here we go. Maybe. There it is. So right now we have a tie at 3rd place, Pizza Mama and Bedford Road with 16 points apiece. Followed by Tycho with 18 points, and the St. Lou crew currently leading the pack at 20 points. We're going to take a 5-minute break for halftime. 5 minutes, that's just enough time to listen to Smells Like Teen Spirit, the album version. If you got that queued up, go ahead and hit play, and we'll be back right when that ends. Or if you need to go check out the social media, the Instagram or Facebook, to find out the answer to our bonus question, get you a couple extra points. You get some time to do that, and we'll see you back here in 5 minutes. Some sound would help, wouldn't it? Welcome back to our second half of trivia tonight. I've got round 5 ready to go here about celebrity chefs. So that's what we're going to get started with here at the beginning of our second half. If you need to reload those answer sheets, go ahead and do that, or re-click on the link, or do whatever you got to do. Go ahead and get your round 5 answer forms ready. And here we go with question number 1. Again, these are all about celebrity chefs. Question number 1, who catapulted to fame with his 2000 book, Kitchen Confidential, before starring in shows on the Food Network and the Travel Channel? Question number 1, again, who catapulted to fame with his 2000 book, Kitchen Confidential, before starring in shows on the Food Network and the Travel Channel? Question number 2, foul-mouthed celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay is best known as the host of Kitchen Nightmares from 2007 to 2014, as well as what other reality show, which has aired since 2005? Question 2 again, foul-mouthed celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay is best known as the host of Kitchen Nightmares from 2007 to 2014, as well as what other reality show, which has aired since 2005? Here's question number 3. Referred to by the French press as the King of Chefs, who was responsible for modernizing and codifying haute cuisine, along with inventing the peach melba? Question 3 again. Referred to by the French press as the King of Chefs, who was responsible for modernizing and codifying haute cuisine, along with inventing the peach melba? Question number 4. A prestigious annual award recognizing American culinary professionals is named for what chef and author who died in 1985? Question number 4. A prestigious annual award recognizing American culinary professionals is named for what chef and author who died in 1985? Here's question number 5. What celebrity chef credited with popularizing Cajun and Creole cuisine produced 5 seasons of cooking shows for the PBS affiliate in New Orleans? Question 5 again. What celebrity chef credited with popularizing Cajun and Creole cuisine produced 5 seasons of cooking shows for the PBS affiliate in New Orleans? Here's number 6. What is the name of Wolfgang Puck's chain of restaurants, the first one of which opened in 1982 on the Sunset Strip in West Hollywood? Question 6 again. What is the name of Wolfgang Puck's chain of restaurants, the first one of which opened in 1982 on the Sunset Strip in West Hollywood? And here's our final question about celebrity chefs. What was the title of the 1961 cookbook by Julia Child, Simone Beck, and Louisette Berthold that introduced continental recipes to middle-class Americans? Question 7 again. What was the title of the 1961 cookbook by Julia Child, Simone Beck, and Louisette Berthold that introduced continental recipes to middle-class Americans? Once again, I'm going to put 2 minutes on the clock here. Start a 2-minute timer for your round 5 answers. 2 minutes to get those answers about celebrity chefs into me. Got about 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left for your round 5 answers. And then we will move on to our music round. We've got all our answers in for round 5. Let's go over our answers here. Who catapulted to fame with his 2000 book Kitchen Confidential before starring on shows on the Food Network and the Travel Channel? Everybody got this one. That's Anthony Bourdain. Question 2, foul-mouthed celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay is best known as the host of Kitchen Nightmares and what other reality show that has aired since 2005? That's Hell's Kitchen. Question 3, referred to by the French press as the King of Chefs, who was responsible for modernizing and codifying haute cuisine, along with inventing the peach melba? His name is Auguste Escoffier. Escoffier is the answer. Number 4, a prestigious annual award recognizing American culinary professionals is named for what chef and author who died in 1985? That would be James Beard. Number 5, what celebrity chef credited with popularizing Cajun and Creole cuisine produced 5 seasons of cooking shows for the PBS affiliate in New Orleans? His name is Paul Prudhomme. Paul Prudhomme is number 5. Number 6, what is the name of Wolfgang Puck's chain of restaurants, the first of which opened in 1982 on the Sunset Strip in West Hollywood? Another one that everybody got, that's Spago. Spago is the answer for number 6. And number 7, what was the title of the 1961 cookbook by Julia Childs, Simone Beck, and Louisette Berthold that introduced continental recipes to middle-class Americans? I said continental in that clue because I didn't want to say French. The answer is Mastering the Art of French Cooking. Just one team got that. Mastering the Art of French Cooking is the title. Let's move along here. I lied earlier when I said we were going to be done with 2020. That's our music round for tonight, is Songs of 2020. I guess I forgot about that when I said that. So we're almost done with 2020. I'm going to play songs that came out last year, that came out in 2020. Most of these were on the charts, or at least they had, if they weren't high up on the charts, they had some kind of cultural impact or something like that. I just want you to name the artist. Just name the artist that we're talking about, or who's performing, the band or the singer or whatever it is who's performing the song you're about to hear. As usual, you're going to hear 7 15 to 20 second clips. The answer again is the artist. Here we go with number 1.
Pulling out the coupe at the lot, told him for a 12 for a swat, busting all the bells out the box. I just hit a lick with the box.
So that was number 1. Here's number 2.
It don't matter to me wherever we are, where I wanna be. And honey, for once in our lives, let's take our chances and roll the dice. I can be your lucky penny, you can be my 4-leaf clover, starting over.
Number 3.
Aren't you the guy who tried to hurt me with the
That was number 3. This is number 4.
That's the reason why they all be mad and they always have honey come around my way, around my eyes. Whenever mama says so, mama said, here I come on my throne, sitting high. Follow my parade, my
Number 5.
Greatest magic trick ever under the sun. Perfectly executed, skillfully done. Wolfman, oh wolfman, oh wolfman, howl. Rub-a-dub-dub, it's a murder most foul.
Number 6.
I'm a savage, yeah. Classy, bougie, ratchet, yeah. Sassy, moody, nasty, yeah. Acting stupid, what's happening? Bitch, what's happening? Bitch, I'm a savage, yeah. Classy, bougie, ratchet, yeah. Sassy, moody, nasty, yeah. Hacking, stupid, what's happening?
And number 7.
we can use a little more heaven. We can use a little more heaven. We can use a little more heaven. We can use a little more heaven.
We're going to play through those one more time here. One more time for our Songs of 2020. Again, the answer that I need from you is just the artist or performer who is responsible for singing or recording that song or whatever it is. Here we go again with our Songs of 2020.
Pulling out the coupe at the lot. Told him fuck 12, fuck SWAT. Busting all the bells out the box. I just hit a lick with the box.
It don't matter to me wherever we are, but I wanna be. And honey, for once in our lives, let's take our chances and roll the dice. I can be your lucky penny, you can be my four-leaf clover, starting over.
Aren't you the guy who tried to hurt me with the word goodbye? Though it took some time to survive you, I'm better on the other side. That's the reason why they all be mad and they always have honey come around my way, around my eyes. Whenever mama says so, mama said, here I come on my throne, sitting high. Follow my parade,
Greatest magic trick ever under the sun. Perfectly executed, skillfully done. Wolfman, oh wolfman, oh wolfman, howl. Rub-a-dub-dub, it's a murder most foul.
I'm a savage, yeah. Classy, bougie, ratchet, yeah. Sassy, moody, nasty, yeah. Acting stupid, what's happening? Bitch, what's happening? Bitch, I'm a savage, yeah. Classy, bougie, ratchet, yeah. Sassy, moody, nasty, yeah. Hacking, stupid, what's happening?
we can use a little more heaven. We can use a little more heaven. We can use a little more heaven. We can use a little more heaven.
All right, you got about a minute left to get your round 6 answers turned into me. Again, just the artist's name is all I need from you. Just a reminder, since I don't think I said this yet tonight, we don't give out prizes for these, but I will give you a new 10% off code tonight. So as we normally do, the first answer of our final round is going to be your promo code for 10% off your next online order for parsonsnorth.com, whether it's for pickup or delivery, and that'll be good until our next trivia night. All right, go ahead and get those round 6 answers turned in if you haven't done so already. If you were sort of out of the loop for music for 2020, you are not alone. I think I had only even heard 2 of those songs before I put these together, but the internet tells me that they were all relevant in some way or other. All right, let's go over our answers here for round 6. Number 1 was The Box. That's by Roddy Ricch. Number 2 was Starting Over. That's Chris Stapleton. Number 3, Don't Start Now. That's by Dua Lipa. Number 4 with Black Parade is Beyonce. That was her sort of Black Lives Matter anthem. Number 5, that was Murder Most Foul. That's by Bob Dylan. That is a 17-minute long sort of elegy for the baby boom generation. It's a pretty weird song if you haven't heard it. The chord changes are perfunctory at best, barely there. He's sort of really leaning into the fact that he has no range at all. So it's 17 minutes of monotony. Anyway, number 6, Savage, that's by Megan Thee Stallion. And number 7, Heaven Down Here, topping a bunch of the country charts, at least when it was released. That's by Mickey Guyton. Mickey Guyton is her name. We did have one team get 5 out of 7 on that round. That was our top score for round 6. Round 7, I think will be a fun one. It's going to be a geography round, but I think it'll be interesting. The way this works, I'm going to give you the name of one country. You're going to tell me a country with that starts with the same letter that borders the country that I gave you. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to tell you the name of a country. Your response is going to be the name of another country. That country borders the country I tell you and starts with the same letter. Pretty clear? Go ahead and get those round 7 answer sheets ready. Here's question number 1. Iran. So there's a country that starts with the same letter as Iran that borders Iran. That's the way this works. And I want you to tell me what that is. Question number 1 again, Iran. I feel pretty confident that there's only one answer that fits the category in each one of these. But if you come up with another one, I'm sure we can give you the point for it. Number 2, Brazil. Number 2, Brazil. This category created by doing a lot of zooming in on Google Maps. Number 3, Zambia. Number 3, Zambia. Question number 4, for same letter borders, Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan. Number 5, Ethiopia. I want to know what country borders Ethiopia that shares an initial letter. Number 5 again, Ethiopia. Question 6, Armenia. Armenia is the country for number 6. And number 7, Malawi. Malawi is the answer for number, or is the question, I guess, for number 7. Once again, we will get our 2-minute timer going. You got 2 minutes to give me the answers for those same letter borders. This is round 7. All right, you got about 30 seconds left for round 7. 30 seconds left to get your answers in for our geography round. I feel like the first couple were pretty easy, and then it got harder from there. Or at least that was the intention. Hopefully that's how it worked out. All right, let's go over our answers here for round 7. So again, I asked you to tell me a country that borders the country I gave you that starts with the same letter. Number 1, I said Iran. Everybody got this one. They said Iraq. Number 2, again, everybody got this one. The only country that starts with a B that borders Brazil is Bolivia. Number 3, I said Zambia. There aren't that many countries that start with Z, right? If you guessed Zimbabwe, maybe you knew Zimbabwe. If you knew or guessed Zimbabwe, you got the answer right. Number 4, Kyrgyzstan. They're in Central Asia, next door to Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, the answer for number 4. Ethiopia. Everybody got this one also right there on the Horn of Africa. Eritrea. Eritrea is the answer for number 5. Number 6, Armenia. The only country that starts with A that borders Armenia is Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan is the answer for number 6. And number 7, Malawi. You got lots of African countries that start with M to pick from, and I don't think anybody got this one right. The answer is Mozambique. Malawi borders Mozambique. So that was round 7. We're going to check in with our standings once again here before we go into our final round. Just a reminder that the final round is worth double, so 2 points apiece. But it's a close game tonight. Let's see here. 4th place with 27 points, Bedford Road. A tie with 30 points apiece for Tycho and the St. Lou crew. And Pizza Mama had a good couple of good rounds in a row there. They really did well on the geography and the music round and have taken the lead with 33 points. I think it's still anybody's game, though, as we go into round 8. Round 8 is going to be about the future. We started with a look back at 2020. We're going to start with a look ahead, or we're going to finish, with a look ahead at 2021. Questions about predicted and or scheduled events. So predicted and scheduled events from 2021. Obviously, some of these are subject to change, given what happens with pandemic or anything else. But as of right now, these questions hold true, or the answers hold true. So go ahead and get your round 8 answer sheets ready. And I'm going to ask you some questions about things that we have to look forward to here in the new year. Here's question number 1. Countless events were canceled or postponed last year due to the pandemic. Among them, the games of the 32nd Olympiad, which are now set to take place in what city starting in July? Question 1 again. Countless events were canceled or postponed last year due to the pandemic. Among them, the games of the 32nd Olympiad, now set to take place in what city starting in July? The city didn't change, by the way, if that helps. Just the date. Question number 2. The Marvel Cinematic Universe will end a 22-month hiatus of film releases on May 1st of this year, when what character finally gets her own movie? That's one of the things I'm looking forward to this year, is going back to the movies, which I haven't done since February or January of last year. Question 2 again. The Marvel Cinematic Universe will end a 22-month hiatus of film releases on May 1st, when what character finally gets her own movie? That and going to the barber, which I definitely desperately need to do. Number 3, we may not know yet what teams will be participating, but we do know The Weeknd will be headlining the halftime show at Raymond James Stadium for Super Bowl what number in February? Question 3 again, we may not know yet what teams will be participating, but we do know that The Weeknd will be headlining the halftime show at Raymond James Stadium for Super Bowl what number this February? Number 4, Deadline reported that what actor will be teaming up with NASA and SpaceX to film a movie in outer space starting in October? Number 4 again, Deadline reported that what actor will be teaming up with NASA and SpaceX to star in a movie filmed in outer space starting in October? That'll be the first ever movie shot in outer space. Number 5, much of the eastern U.S., including Ohio, will see a once every 17 years event when billions of what insect species emerge to mate and lay eggs in the spring before disappearing again until 2038. This happens, it starts in May, I think. And they're going to be around for a few weeks. Number 5 again, much of the eastern United States, including Ohio, will see a once every 17 years event when billions of what insect species emerge to mate and lay eggs before disappearing again until 2038. Number 6, the 689-foot Ain Dubai is set to be the world's tallest what when it opens in time for the postponed World Expo in the United Arab Emirates? Question 6 again. The 689-foot Ain Dubai is set to be the world's tallest what when it opens in time for the postponed World Expo in the United Arab Emirates? And this is our final question of the night. Question 7 about 2021. In a big win for environmentalists, the European Union will effect a ban starting in July on what kind of items, approximately 150 million tons of which are manufactured every year? Question 7 again. In a big win for environmentalists, the European Union will effect a ban starting in July on what category of items? Approximately 150 million tons of which are manufactured every year. That is all I have for you tonight about 2021, or anything else for that matter. I just started the 2-minute timer, so you got 2 minutes now to get your round 8 answers turned into me. And then we will go over our final standings and not award any prizes. You got 30 seconds left or so. 30 seconds to get those round 8 answers turned into me. Go ahead and get those round 8 answers turned in. And by the way, our bonus answer tonight, the social media post from Parsons North was about the Columbus Ale Trail. The Ale Trail is the answer, so you got 2 extra points if you submitted that in the bonus line here. Let's go over our answers for round 8. Number 1, countless events were canceled or postponed last year due to the pandemic. Among them, the games of the 32nd Olympiad, now set to take place in what city starting in July? That's Tokyo. Tokyo, the answer. Everybody got that one right. Tokyo is also going to be the promo code that we're going to use for this week. So sometime between now and our next trivia night, next Wednesday, go on to parsonsnorth.com. And put in an order for pickup or delivery and use Tokyo, Tokyo, as a promo code to get 10% off your order. Question number 2. The Marvel Cinematic Universe will end a 22-month hiatus in film releases on May 1st when what character finally gets her own movie? I don't know exactly how this is going to work since I think they killed her off in one of the other movies. But it's Black Widow. Black Widow is getting her own movie. Number 3, we may not know yet what teams will be participating, but we do know The Weeknd will be headlining the halftime show at Raymond James Stadium for Super Bowl what number in February? That is Super Bowl LV or 55. I accepted either Roman numerals or American numerals, Arabic numerals. We're going to call them American numerals. Number 4, Deadline reported that what actor will be teaming up with NASA and SpaceX to film a movie in outer space starting in October? Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise will be the star of the first ever movie shot in outer space. Number 5, much of the eastern United States, including Ohio, will see a once every 17 years event when billions of what insect species emerge to mate and lay eggs before disappearing again until 2038. This is Brood X, or Brood 10. I think they're just Roman numerals. Brood 10 of the cicadas. Cicadas is the answer. Not locusts. A couple of teams put locusts, I think. Locusts are different. Locusts are like grasshoppers, not just another name for cicadas. So cicadas, the answer for number 5. Number 6, the 689-foot Ain Dubai is set to be the world's tallest what when it opens in time for the postponed World Expo in the United Arab Emirates? Just one team got this one. That's a Ferris wheel. Ain Dubai is a Ferris wheel. It will be the world's tallest Ferris wheel. Right now, I think the world's tallest Ferris wheel is in Las Vegas. Number 7, in a big win for environmentalists, the European Union will effect a ban starting in July on what kind of items, what category of items? We're talking about single-use plastics. And I went and gave you the answer if you put something that fit that category. So if you said plastic bags or plastic straws or disposable, disposable plastic cutlery or something like that, I gave you the point for it. But any kind of single-use plastics will be banned in the EU starting in July. Let's check in with our leaderboard one last time here. Oh, but before we do that, I said I was going to try to come up with some ways of using that bonus line now that it exists. So what I was thinking is maybe I could give you a puzzle to work on for next week, and if you come up with the answer, you could get a couple of bonus points that way. This was a puzzle. I used to do these kind of like anagram puzzles back when we did this in the bar as like a halftime break, when we would take like a 20-minute halftime break. Just for people who wanted something to occupy their time for the break, they could work on these. So I'm going to give you one. This is one that we did use like a year and a half ago or something. So if you happen to be at the bar on this night, you will have heard this one before. But the answer I want for next week, and you got a week to work on this, but nobody got it when we did it at halftime, so that makes me feel like it's a tough one. But 2 common 6-letter words that are anagrams of each other. Okay, the answer is going to be 2 common 6-letter words which are anagrams of each other. The first word means to try to perceive, and the second word describes something that cannot be perceived in that way. Hopefully that makes sense. I'll say it again. The answer, this will be for the bonus point for next week. 2 common 6-letter words that are anagrams of each other. The first word means to try to perceive, and the second word describes something that cannot be perceived in that way. Make sense? Okay, you've got a whole week to work on that. So now let's check in with our standings here. That is not the right answer, or not the right screen. There we go. So Pizza Mama actually increased their lead just a little bit on the final round. So congratulations to Pizza Mama. They're our champions for the week. Thank you, everybody, for playing. Don't forget to put in your orders for next week. We're going to keep doing this for a while here. I don't know how long this stay-at-home advisory in Columbus is going to be in effect, or what Nate and the rest of the crew at the brewery are going to decide to do. But in the meantime, we'll keep doing this on Wednesday nights. So I'll see you back here Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Congratulations to our winners. Thanks for playing. Don't forget that promo code Tokyo. I hope everybody has a good 2021, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.